I'm really excited to share something I'm really interested in called legal duty. It's a cool area of law that I learned about in my first semester of college, where I took a business administration class. All right, so first let's talk about legal duty. Okay, you're going to see that there's four parts there, and the reason why we have that arrow going that direction is because that is the way that these flow. So we have first duty, then breach, then causation, and damages. Okay, so let's talk about duty. What is it? It is basically summed up as a standard to apply yourself to. So you have the duty to act as a reasonably prudent person would in any situation. So let's talk about some examples here having to do with that. Okay. You, as a driver, have the responsibility to stop at a stop sign. Okay. In other words, you have the duty to stop at a stop sign. Okay. Because that's what a reasonably prudent person would do. So let's talk about what happens if you do not fulfill that duty. Now you've breached. Breach essentially just means that you did not fulfill your duty. You didn't act as a reasonably prudent person would in that given situation. Okay? So, that being said, when I don't stop at a stop sign, I have essentially breached. But let's talk a little bit more about this whole idea of stopping at a stop sign. Okay? So, we have a couple of examples here. So, we have auto accidents in Texas in the year of 2012. Now, you'll see texting is pretty low comparatively to the rest of the data. Then we have fatigue. Okay, so accidents due to fatigue, distractions, but you'll see that number one on this graph here is disregarding stop signs. Okay, so all of those people essentially breach their duty. Okay, because you have that duty or that legal responsibility to stop at a stop sign. And when you do not, you've committed a breach. Okay, now we have causation. Now you're going to see there's essentially going to be two kinds. That first one there is proximal causation. So you'll see up there at the top that you have a breach. Okay, then your breach leads to event one, and then event one, like a domino effect, leads to event two. Then we get to okay, because it's that chain of events. That is when proximal causation is going to be what applies, and causation is just examining, how you get from point A to point B in regards to breach and damages. Okay, then we have our second kind. So actual causation. Now, this is a one-to-one relationship. In other words, you breach and then you receive damages or cause damages. In other words, you don't stop at the stop sign, and then now you have received damages or caused damages. It's an initial one-to-one relationship. So the breach right away is the actual cause of the damages. Okay. So let's talk about our next part. So damages. Okay. So what kind of damages are there? So we're all initially going to be thinking physical damages. If you don't stop at a stop sign, you hit another car, you get hit by another car. Okay. You have physical damages to your car, but they extend far beyond that. There are things like, there could be some medical damages, some long-term medical issues. There could be some psychological issues. There could be, some fear of driving, things like that. Those are also damages. Okay, so let's recap. So how did the sequence flow? Okay, because remember, it makes logical sense from point A, down to the end. So we have first duty. You have the responsibility to act as a reasonably prudent person would. Then we have breach. You did not act as a reasonably prudent person would. Then we have causation, which examines the relationship between breach and damages. And then finally, at the end, we have damages, which are, the consequences of the breach, essentially. Okay. And that is it. I appreciate your guys' time